Mary Alexander Cakes. Why, J.R. Ewing. How are you? A cake for Father's Day? Deliver it to South Fork? Absolutely. I'll see you then. Howdy, y'all. Live and in color from Dallas, Texas. It's Mary Alexander Cakes. We have a saying here in Texas. Go big or go home. Well, I'm not going home, baby, because I'm the next great baker. So welcome to Mary Alexander Cakes Kitchen. This is where I work, predominantly up here on my island. This is a piece of wood that my father actually put together that goes over my stove, so it allows me to have an additional workspace to do my cakes. And then everything is pretty much an arm's length. So what we're going to do today is take a cake that I've already iced with buttercream. It's been refrigerated, and we're going to see what we can do as far as decorating this cake in 5 minutes. So when we are ready, my son's going to hit the button and we'll start.
Okay, ready?
On your mark,
One,
get set.
1, 2, go.
Okay, I am going to do a very popular request for a cake using a cutter to do letter A. We're going to use that to go on top. So we will pick it up, and we're going to do zebra stripes and some gumballs, but we'll use that as our center of the cake. The cool thing about zebra stripes is it's really just a bunch of squiggly lines, and it's kind of easy to do, kind of fun to do. I'm going to do bigger, broader stripes on this cake so we can cover a little bit more distance a little faster. But basically all that we're going to do is pick up the stripes and lay them across the cake. Neat thing about having the cake refrigerated is that buttercream tends to have condensation on it when you pull it out of the refrigerator. So with the condensation, all of our fondant wants to stick on there very nicely and makes it easy to decorate the cake. Zebra stripes are pretty simple. They just go on very quickly, and you really can't screw it up. I mean, as long as you kind of follow the same lines along the cake, it's pretty easy to do. So we're just going to get some more of those on. Go all the way around. And then what we'll do when we finish this is we will line the cake around the perimeter with some gumballs. Gumballs are great. They come in all different colors, ironically, all different colors that actually match fondant, and make for a really cool design element. So we'll just put the gumballs around the bottom of the cake.
3 minutes.
I've put a little bit of water around the base, like this, if there's not enough condensation. Just a little bit. And that helps the sugar from the gumballs actually stick to the cake. So we'll put those around the bottom. I used to not use anything on cakes that I didn't actually prepare myself, either with gum paste or fondant or whatever. But I tell you what, gumballs are just really cute. And a lot of the younger folks that I have request them for their birthday parties because they do come in so many different colors that they really make a cute, they really, you know, are the icing on the cake for a cake, so to speak. But we'll put those all around the middle, kind of fill in our gaps. And then anything that we still see open, we can add some more stripes. And again, zebra stripes are just really simple to do. As long as you kind of stay in the same lines and you keep them the same width, they look great. So there you have it. I believe we finished in under 5 minutes. The perfect Mary Alexander pink zebra cake with letter A. Thanks. Looking back over all the cakes is always so much fun to do. This first cake is a castle that I actually did for a little girl that had cancer through icing smiles, and it was an absolute heartbreaker, but just absolutely warmed my heart too when I delivered it to her. Football helmet was my first attempt with gum paste, and it was so hard to get this cake delivered. I just knew that the headgear was going to fall off and crater before I could get it to the client, but it turned out great. I get lots of requests for iPhone cakes here at Mary Alexander Cakes, white ones, black ones, etc., and they're always so much fun to do. All the little icons that people choose are always so much fun. This cake was a 4-tiered all red velvet cake for a 90-year-old named Laverne, and Laverne was so cute. She had her little pink suit on with her little tiara, and it was just precious. It was so exciting to be part of her big day. The luggage cake, this was a funny story. I actually did this cake and took it to the bar mitzvah a week early. So when I went in to deliver it, everybody looked at me like I was out of my mind, which I guess I was. So I actually got to make this cake twice. Lots of graduation cakes here at Mary Alexander Cakes, and they're always so much fun. Lots of color, football themes, and so forth, and we always enjoy doing them. Princess cake, lots of big bows and colors, and I didn't used to use things on cakes that I didn't make, but as I've gone along, it's kind of fun to put a tiara on here and there. Remote cake. I love to carve cakes, and this was one of my favorites. The Rubik's Cube. I remember when the little girl asked for this, I thought it would be so easy. My goodness, it was really difficult. I'm not sure that I'd want to do it again, although I've got a feeling someone's going to ask. I get a lot of cakes with, 2 or 3 colors, initial on the front, and big bows on the top, and this was one of my actual favorites. A camera cake. Lots of fun to carve them. This cake was really cool. Doing the books, I made them out of cake and then fondant covers and used a ruler to actually make the gouges in the cake to make them look like pages, but it was really a cool cake. Hello Kitty cake, topsy-turvy. Lots of topsy-turvy cakes here, and one of my favorites to do. The Mardi Gras cake was a lot of fun. Each tier had something different, and then the top 2 were just different textures of buttercream, and then I added the mask, and it just looked absolutely gorgeous sitting on the table in front of the big picture window. This cake was hilarious. It was for a waitress that was leaving a restaurant, and they made this, I wanted to have this cake made for her because it resembled the cash register, and they wanted her to know that they were going to miss her and that she needed to focus. Well, ultimately she ended up dropping the cake on the floor, but it was a good attempt at sending her off. This cake was ordered by a gal for her husband. She didn't want anything cutesy, anything fun, just scary, and it actually, I think, turned out pretty dang scary. Stewie was probably the hardest cake that I've done. His big old football head just defied gravity, and trying to get that cake delivered was difficult. I'm not sure this is one I'd want to do again either, but it was fun. Pitcher of beer, such a cool cake for a 21-year-old, and the little pretzels made out of fondant beneath it. Trash can cake, so much fun to do theme cakes. Loved this cake. Wilson from the movie Castaway, and I actually did his hair with some different corn husks that I found at the store, and actually shoved them into bubble tea straws and then dropped the bubble tea straws into the top of the cake, so it made it look like that was his hair. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed looking at some of my cakes.